Good evening, this is Ann Diener. Donald Trump is legally and lawfully deposed since August 8th of 2017. I technically became president, but I'm actually just more of a worker, and I continue on. I've been helping out and wanting to get our space program going, and also complete our war crimes tribunal. And it was said tonight by Dick Cheney that basically when our war on terrorism is over, it's pretty much over now. It's pretty much ending. And so we're going to be starting in space. And being a worker bee that I am, I was just dreaming about our space program, which is our gold program. And it was said that they wanted to start our gold program, but I guess the upstairs people, the extraterrestrials, didn't want us to have it. What a surprise. Same old thing as when the astronauts found out about them, etc. They didn't want us to have our power in space, but we are taking it back. And the wonderful thing is we have our allies and friends, and they inspire us forward. And so, something to be thinking about tonight. I felt this huge breath of freedom, and it's the freedom of space travel. But what's more interesting and intense for people who actually like to experience things, and that means actually really doing it. Like, let's say someone was to pick you up from NASA and say, let's get on the gold program. Obviously you train and you go on the ship, but when you arrive on Uranus, what is that going to be like when you take your first step on the planet and realize how many miles away from Earth you are, and you're there with your teammates, and you're experiencing a planet far away from your planet for the very first time. And what kind of supplies would you bring? And obviously you would want to find a safe place to set up something so that you could come back. And so you'd want to chart at least parts of the planet when you get there. And then you'd want to explore and see what some of the resources that were left there might be. And that's one of the scary things, because all of our planets have been harvested. And that's something almost no one will disclose. And it's scary because we're safe because of my negative install. And but there might be some remains and things that we can take advantage of and find interesting. And they may be artifacts over there from other civilizations where when humans inhabited those planets before they were harvested by harmful extraterrestrials. And so it does present its opportunity, but at the same time, people who think about the space race, a lot of rich millionaires get involved in the space race for this off-world deep space travel. What we have right now are a whole bunch of planets that are ours. And so we, as workers, the workers behind it, need to start thinking about our gold program and start thinking about, like, planets. God said to work on Uranus. And Uranus is like the closest thing to our star-studded heavenly home, other than what we have here. It's like our next planet to really work on. And so what's it going to be like when we actually land there and we step on the planet? And I'm our only negative holder. That's also my negative there. What is it actually going to require? Like, what supplies are we going to need to bring? What are we going to need to do when we get there? What is our goal going to be? What is our mission going to be on Uranus? All of these things, and then coming back, and all, it's really interesting and intense. It's freeing and exciting, but it's also a worker bee's problem. It's not like, I don't know how to describe it. A lot of these rich billionaire guys, they think all about space travel. They think about posh things and, big spaceships and martini lunches. This is going to be like your, boots on the ground combat experience, but, we've got to find out what's going to be there, and that's the kind of experience that it is. And then we kind of pave the way for those other people to actually get there, with our gold program or similar ships to that, so that we don't damage our outer atmosphere, and so that they can, maybe travel, obviously, travel in comfortably and that things are prepared for them when they arrive. And so it's kind of, that's what we have next with our space program, and that's really the direction that we need to move in. And other countries, they're much more quick to move forward because they have worker bees that just want to work. And I'm like that. I just keep going. I just keep working. And we had the big tribunal and all the war crimes and all the stuff that happened, and we're still, at least we have that great quote. And I'm just going to walk in my house real quick. I'm going to share with you the quote from Dick Cheney about the war on terrorism. And I'm just going to go onto my computer. Sorry, it's kind of weird lighting. I hate this. But I want to give you this quote before we sign off for tonight. Us worker bees never stop working. Let's see here. I'm just logging on here. But it's pretty exciting. I mean, can you imagine what it'll be like to stand on Uranus? And, I mean, the opportunities that exist there, like the resources that may be, like, available and left, and also what it'll be like for us, like to literally put your feet on another planet other than Earth. That's pretty exciting. That's cool stuff. And when kids dream about space travel and space race, I mean, I had a vision that we're going to have at least 8 to 10 gold ships. Can you imagine how cool that'll be for kids? Like, in the future, we'll be able to travel to other planets in our own star system. It'll be so exciting, because people would be like, oh, I was on Uranus, and it's so neat over there. Man, I gotta go to Mars or Venus. And so it'll be really fun for us. And, let's see here. I'm just gonna get you that quote, because I think this should complete our tribunal. And if you want to find any of these quotes, oops, sorry, crazy glasses, it's _Diener, on Twitter. Okay, when we have war on terrorism over, we have no more war. Whoa! Tribunal is completed. Budget surplus, ours for space. Give it up to the workers. We're going to new planets. Have a wonderful night.